Hello, Buddy Crow, back again with another pickups video. Actually, this is probably the longest I've gone without a pickups video. It's been almost 2 months, and usually I've been doing them at least every month. But the truth of it is, I really haven't picked up that much stuff. I have about 7 games here, and then some additional stuff I'll throw at the end of the video. But yeah, in 2 months, pretty much 7 games. There really hasn't been any much of, it's just seeing a game and picking it up. Almost all of these games I knew I wanted in advance, and then got them on release, or was kind of looking for a good price on them. But the first game I'm going to show off here is one that I happened to see on a clearance rack, and I decided to buy it, and that is Batman Arkham Origins. Now I know this is not one of the best Batman games. I played it a little bit, and it seemed okay to me. Well, it's not up to the standards of the Rocksteady versions. But I did play Batman Arkham Asylum and then Batman Arkham City, and basically what I would do is I'd wait for the Game of the Year editions of those games before they came out. However, Batman Arkham Origins didn't do so great, so I don't think there's gonna be a Game of the Year edition. But I saw this at Target, and they usually have a clearance end cap, and I don't always look through it, but I looked through it, and sure enough, Batman Arkham Origins, they had one copy there. It was like $4, not much more. It was like $4.16 for whatever reason. A price, kind of an odd price like that. And I thought to myself, you know what? There's never going to be a Game of the Year edition of this game. I kind of am interested in playing through all the Batman games. I will eventually get Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Knight. But I'm going to wait for the Game of the Year edition for that. I'd like to have usually all these, the Game of the Year editions, at least for the Batman games, have all or a lot of the downloadable content already on disc. So that's why I wait for the Game of the Year editions. This does say it has, Arkham Origins does say it has a Nightfall pack. I played it a little bit, seemed really interesting. Again, I've heard it's not the greatest, but you know what? It's good enough, especially for $4. So I'm not going to pass Batman Arkham Origins up for $4. Alright, at one point, I said to myself, you know what? I want to get all the Parodius games, or the Parodius games, however you want to say it. I got all of them for the Saturn, and then I was thinking, you know what? Do I really need the Super Famicom versions? Because all the games that are on the Super Famicom are also on the Saturn, which I also got. I looked them up. They're not too badly priced. I did already pick up one of them for the Super Famicom. I can't even remember which one it was. It was like the second of the 3 that were released. And then I happened to get the first one. This is Parodius. I don't know really how to say it. Am I saying Parodius? Am I saying Parodius? I kind of flip-flop the the pronunciation. But this is the first one that was released on the Super Famicom. Paid $12 for it on eBay. Again, I usually wait to see if I could get a good price on it, and I thought that $12 was halfway decent for this. And again, it's just Gradius, or I said that kind of weird, didn't I? Gradius, but with really odd stuff going on. It's probably one of my favorite shooters, and the game can be very punishing if you lose, like if you get hit with a bullet and you're fully powered up, you'll lose all your power-ups. But you know what? Regardless, I like how odd the Parodius games are. Parodius, however you want to say it. So yeah, I kind of do want to get all of the Parodius games. And with this one, I only have 2 left to get. Alright, I just mentioned that I wanted to get all the Parodius games. However, the very first game in the series would be very difficult for me to get. And mainly it's because it was on the MSX only. And that's the original Parodius. I think it just Parodius. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to get that game because I have no intentions of getting an MSX. But then I ran across this. And this is for the Sega Saturn. It is the Konami Antiques MSX collection. And lo and behold, it has 30 games on it, including Parodius. So I was like, okay, this is good enough for me. And not only that, but I'm going to get to play a lot of the Konami games that are on the MSX that I would not have normally gotten to play. You know, like, what is it? I think it's called Knight's Nightmare. I know there's Comic Bakery on here. There's the, MSX versions of Gradius, Gradius 2, and just a whole slew of games that are in Japanese on the back, so I can't look at it to to remember what's in there. But I did play a whole bunch of, the Arctic Adventure, the penguin running around the Arctic. That was a pretty fun one. But this game, when I was looking for it, there were buy it now prices for $50, $60, and it seemed like the trend was, and this is for sold listings, was about $50, and I was like, do I really want to pay $50 for it? I don't know. You know what? So I was kind of looking, and I saw an auction go up, and the starting bid was, I don't remember what the starting bid was. It was like, the starting bid was like $25. Somebody had bid $25. There was only one bid on it. So I said to myself, I'm going to bid up to $50 because that seems like what the going price is for this. And I really want to have all of the Parodius games, including the original one in one form or another. So I bid up to $50. The bid went up to $26.02. And you know what? After 5 days, nobody else bid on it. And I wound up getting this for $26.02. And, I mean, it doesn't have the outer thing for, Japanese games have that outer thing on the cover. And I don't really care too much about that. It has the manual, has the disc, and the case. So, to me, that is good enough. And I'm very, very ecstatic to get this for pretty much half as much as what it seems to be going for on eBay. One of my, Japanese Saturn games or something that I kind of am interested in now, along with Famicom games and Super Famicom games, just because there's titles that were released that I can play, and I just haven't seen them because there's no U.S. release for them. So I kind of keep my eye out for those those type of games these days, and I'm glad I wound up getting Konami Antiques for the Saturn for such a low price. I might have to live stream this one day if I have time to. Alright, what I have next is Chibi Robo Ziplash, and I actually got it in the bundle that came with the amiibo, which I've all opened up. Here is the amiibo. Yeah, we are collecting the amiibos, and so far we've managed to get every single one so far. I'm not going to put the amiibos that we've bought recently in this pickup video. I'm probably going to have a separate video at the end of the year with the entire amiibo collection. Because I know a lot of people aren't interested in that. So I'm going to make it its own separate video. But as for Chibi Robo Ziplash, I was kind of looking forward to this game. I have the Chibi Robo game on the GameCube. I've only played it a little bit, but it's pretty fun. But I was kind of surprised when I bought this and I started playing it. And it was a completely different game. Whereas the Chibi Robo on the GameCube is kind of more like an adventure game. This is purely action. And, sometimes when you buy a game thinking it's one genre and it winds up being another one, you can be disappointed. But not in this case, because this has the mechanic where Chibi has his plug, and he kind of whips it around and uses it as a whip to either whip enemies or to get to higher areas, or kind of using it like Indiana Jones to swing around. And you know what? I love games that have that kind of whip mechanic. I have a couple of them on my phone, just to play, when I'm bored, or, waiting for something. And there's a ton of mechanics to this, a lot of secret areas to play. It really is a great platformer. It kind of seems a little bit like Bionic Commando in that respect. So I am glad I picked this up. What was funny was that I ordered this when it first came out because it was amiibo related, and we're kind of apprehensive about getting the amiibos, I guess. Not necessarily a good thing. But when the first pre-orders came available, I pre-ordered it right away. And it was from this place called Nebraska Furniture Mart. And I got an email saying that, my order had been, not canceled, but delayed. And I happened to be out, like the day after this was released, and we saw it on the shelf at GameStop. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to buy it here, because I don't know if they're ever going to send my order, and I'll try to cancel it. So I bought it at GameStop. And I tried to cancel my order, but I had to jump through some hoops to get it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I think they're going to cancel the order. Well, lo and behold, later that day, they're sending me email saying it was shipped. So I wound up waiting for that Chibi Robo package to arrive, and I wound up returning the one from GameStop. So kind of an interesting story there, and one that will be repeated a little bit later. But anyway, that's Chibi Robo Ziplash. Glad I picked it up. All right, my wife actually bought this game, but if she didn't buy it, then I probably would have. And that's Yoshi's Woolly Yoshi's Woolly World, and it's pretty much the same story. She had it pre-ordered at Toys R Us, and the game was released, yet Toys R Us never shipped it. So she was at Toys R Us again, and she wound up buying a copy because it was on the shelf. And then a couple days later, wound up getting the game, and then the pre-order, and then wound up returning the game that she just got. But you know, we got the game with the amiibo, so we already opened it up. Here's the amiibo, pretty cool yarn amiibo there. And there are also two other amiibos. There's a pink Yoshi and a blue Yoshi. We have those as well. I'll save those for another video. But this game, I played it a little bit. Really, flashbacks to Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. And I know there's a Yoshi's Island on the 3DS, but I've not played that one. But I played a couple levels of this, and it's like totally like Yoshi's Island, but without the crying baby Mario. So it's like twice as good as that game, and the graphics looking amazing for the Wii U. I mean, a lot of people like shun the Wii U because it's not as graphically powerful as the PS4 or the Xbox One. But you know what? It doesn't matter. The graphics look fantastic for this game. I'm not really paying attention to frame rate or resolution or anything. I just think it looks great, and I'm playing it on a 60-inch television. But yeah, instead of eating your enemies and popping out eggs like in the previous one, this time it's yarn balls. And I also like how usually, I can't remember if it was like 5 or 6 bundles of yarn. If you could collect them all on the level, then you can put together a Yoshi that was previously kidnapped. And they're all different kind of crazy patterns. And this game also supports almost all the amiibos. So you scan in an amiibo, and you get that version, like a Mario Yoshi amiibo, kind of like yarn Yoshi knitted like a Mario. It looks great, and then you can play as those characters you scan in. So I think it's kind of a good use of the amiibos there. Not, it's just an aesthetic thing. It doesn't really affect gameplay that much, except for the yarn Yoshis. I know if you scan these in, the yarn Yoshis, and they do something in the gameplay, like double power or something like that. I don't know, but haven't tried that yet. I just was kind of over there scanning in the amiibos, seeing what different kinds of yarn Yoshis I would get. Anyway, it is a co-op game. I wanted to play co-op with my wife since she did get it, but she wasn't in the mood when I was going to play it. I was like, I'm going to play the game because I really want to play it. I'm not waiting for you. Anyway, we will play co-op, I think, one day. But yeah, that option is there. Fantastic game. If you have a Wii U, you owe it to yourself to get this game. Alright, jumping over to the PS4, we have Mad Max. I was kind of looking forward to this game, but I didn't know if I was going to buy it right away or not. But the thing is one of my pickups later, I'm going to show off, is I got Mad Max on Blu-ray. I wound up having to pre-order it and pick it up in store at Best Buy for a specific reason, which I will indicate when I get to that. But while I was in there picking it up, I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick up the Mad Max game as well. But I was watching some footage of the game, and it just totally is my kind of game. I like one of the reasons I like Mad Max in the first place is the post-apocalyptic setting. And that's why I kind of like Fist of the North Stars and those games as well. But it's hello, he's returned. But yeah, I like it's kind of like a mix between the Batman and the fighting style. Very simplified version of that fighting system. as well as driving around. I love building your car from scratch. I know some people have had glitches and stuff with the game, which is why I was going to wait a while before buying it. But I just couldn't help myself. Warner Brother games usually need patches and DLC and stuff like that. And usually later on there's a Game of the Year edition, which actually includes all that for a cheaper price. But I just couldn't help myself. I had to get this game. And you know what? For a while, I was playing this game exclusively. I was neglecting like everything else, like making other videos. This is why I haven't made too many videos in a while. Well, one of the reasons. The next reason will be coming up. But yeah, I was addicted to this game for a while, and I still want to come back to it. The next game has been pulling me away from everything. But as for Mad Max, really, to me, this is the great, well, I would say it's the greatest release on the PS4, but I think it's on the Xbox One and stuff. I think it's the best multi-platform game that has been released so far this year. But that's just me, because I don't like a lot of the other mainstream stuff, so, like Star Wars Battlefront. Totally not interested in that. So yeah, this to me is my favorite PS4 game that I bought this year. Alright, while I was talking about Mad Max, you kind of heard me talking up another game that was kind of taking more of my time than that. And if you've been watching my channel recently, you're going to know what that is, and that's Super Mario Maker. Now, honestly, you know, my wife technically bought this, but if she didn't, I probably would have. But the thing is that the game was released, and she had pre-ordered it at Toys R Us. The game was released, and then we didn't get it for another week. And then we had it, and I was kind of busy playing Mad Max. I was preoccupied playing Mad Max. And then maybe, 3 days later, I was like, let me try out this Mario Maker. And that was it. This has been the only thing I've been playing. I kind of have stopped for a little while, to take a break and play Mad Max. But this is probably my favorite Wii U game now. Because... it just takes me back to those Super Mario Brothers days when I used to play it on the NES, when I used to play it on the Super Nintendo. It's all there, and you can make your own levels, and I love playing other people's levels, good or bad. There's good stuff, there's bad stuff. Now, I know I talked about this kind of stuff in another video. I'm not going to go into that again. I think it's like it was called the 35-minute tour of Super Mario Maker. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I love the art book. I like the fact that there's an art book in here. And again, why would you buy this game digitally and not get the art book? The art book is fantastic, and it's the same damn price too. I don't understand that. So yeah, and the game doesn't take that long to load from disc. I mean, look what it is. But yeah, I'm addicted to it. As of right now, I have 155 plus stars, so I can make and upload 30 levels, and I've already done like 18, and I'm working on another one. That's the problem. As soon as I finish a level, I get an idea for another one, and I sit there for hours drawing on the Wii U gamepad making a level. I am totally addicted to this game. I know that, look at this, I'm showing the back of the box, and probably not even showing the box because you're probably looking at gameplay footage right now. But, yeah, it's just, I'll make a level, go play other people's levels, go back, make another level, play other people's levels, and I've just spent hours and hours and hours in this game. Fantastic. Honestly, if you have a Wii U, along with Yoshi, whatever that Yoshi game was called, Yoshi's Woolly World, honestly, you have to buy Super Mario Maker. This is like a mandatory game, I think. This should be included with the system when you buy it from now on. I know there's a bundle with it in there. If you're going to buy a Wii U, get that bundle. This game is fantastic. Alright, that's all the games. Now, I do have some other game-related stuff and some other DVDs and movies and stuff, and I'm going to show that off, but I'm going to move the camera to a different angle. Alright, I've got the camera pointed down here on the Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man pinball. The first thing I'm going to show off here is this PlayStation 20th Anniversary Edition, PS4 DualShock 4 wireless controller. I kind of was like, do I really want it or not? I mean, it's so nostalgic for me to see this kind of coloring. So, I decided to buy it. It was $65, which is damn expensive, but I just couldn't resist, I suppose. I already do have two DualShock 4 controllers. One of them was my wife's, and the other one is just a standard black one I got with the PS4. The thing was that I had gotten the Vita TV, or the PlayStation TV, or whatever it's called, and I already linked up one of the controllers to that. So I instead of having to swap that controller... Thank you for that. Instead of swapping the controller back and forth, I just decided, you know what, that's a reason enough to get a third controller, and that way one of the PS4 controllers could stay, logged into the PlayStation TV. So that is this controller here. Now, some time ago, Metal Jesus Rocks put up a video. He had a giveaway for 1-up cards, and you know what I said? You know what, that 1-up card thing is a good idea. I'm just gonna flat out buy them. So I wound up buying these, and what these are pretty much cartridge cleaners. So you put the alcohol on this part. I haven't really used these yet, but you know what? Whenever I get cartridge games, I'll just kind of clean them with this instead of Q-tips. There's nothing wrong with Q-tips, I think, but I think this is just a nicer way to do it. I think this 3-pack was about $9. You could buy it, with the kit with the alcohol, but it's just standard alcohol, so there's no reason to get the kit with the alcohol, I think. So, or 90% alcohol. You go down to like Walgreens and get a bottle of it for like $1. So, I think I just unlocked my car or something like that. I accidentally bumped my my keys or whatever. So I did pick up a 3-pack of that. I got this U-Boost. Now, what I was originally looking for was an extra AC adapter for the Wii U controller. And you know what? I never had a problem with the Wii U gamepad running out of batteries until I got Super Mario Maker. And then I was running out of it like crazy. And I kept looking around to see who was selling an AC adapter. I'm sure I could have just bought one on Amazon. And I still might. But I gave up when I saw this. And this is just a battery extension. And it works really good. I gotta admit, you plug it in, it still fits in the charging stand. Which was like my one negative. The one reason I wasn't going to buy this, and I flipped it over and I was like, oh, it fits in the charging stand. You know what? Pause the video for a second. Let me just actually grab the Wii U because I got it connected down there. Alright, so here's the Wii U gamepad. It actually doesn't add a whole bunch of extra weight on it. It's at the bottom here, and as you can see, it kind of just plugs into the bottom here and screws in. These are the actual battery packs. And it's also got this nice little thing you could flip out to turn it into its own stand. And what happens, I just turned it on, didn't I? But what happens is when your battery light starts going on, you just hit this button, and the Wii U thinks that you've got this plugged into an AC. And you could do this like a bunch of times. And I've actually played, I think this makes it like triples the lifespan of the Wii U gamepad ultimately. So I thought that was pretty fantastic. Let me turn this off now. All right, I'm going to pop this in the video really quick. I don't think I showed this off, and I think we got this some time ago, but I did get the last Club Nintendo thing we're ever going to get, because now that's disabled, but the Club Nintendo calendar for 2016. I honestly don't remember if this was like the Platinum or Elite reward, or if we just had extra points and we spent the points on this. But yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. It might wind up at my work. It might wind up in the house somewhere. But yeah, Club Nintendo 2016 calendar. Pretty cool. And then literally just today, I wound up buying this. It's a card game called Exploding Kittens. And you know what? This was actually one of the most popular, more popular Kickstarters that ever went through. And it's a card game, and I never funded it because I'm not really into card games. But when I went camping early this year, my friend, one of my friends brought this game. There's actually two versions of this. There's like a adult, kid-friendly one, ages 7 and up, and then there's one that's like a not safe for work version. And I've played both versions. And actually, I was at Target, and Target had this. They had both versions of it for $20 each, and I couldn't decide which one I want to buy. So I kind of walked away and said, I don't know. And then eventually I wound up at Target again today, and I bought the regular version, the one that's safe for kids and stuff to play, because I could see playing this with my nieces more often than anything else. So I kind of didn't want to, and I already got Cards Against Humanity. So we do have an adult game anyway, but I could always, eventually get the not safe for work version as well. But I had a great time playing this. It's a very simple game to play for 2 to 5 players. I won't go into how this works, but nevertheless, there are exploding kittens in the game. All right. Now I actually have a stack of Blu-rays and DVDs here. I figure I'll just go through them one at a time. Firstly, I got the urge to watch The Addams Family, and I was like, I wonder if that's on Blu-ray. Amazon had it for $9. I wound up getting Amazon Prime on that one day where it was like 33% off or something like that. So I did get Amazon Prime, and this was the first thing I bought with it. I hadn't seen this movie in forever. I really hadn't seen it since it was in the theaters, and the movie really holds up great today, and I thought it was a great movie to get around Halloween. Captain America, the First Avenger, I've been wanting this for a long time. The problem was that this movie, they've always been selling this movie for $30 or more. Anywhere you look, even on Amazon, it's ridiculous. The price is ridiculous. Target had this and a whole bunch of other Marvel movies on sale. So I wound up getting this for $20, which is still high, I think. But still, it's a lot cheaper than the $35 I've been seeing this for. So, yeah, glad I finally got Captain America on Blu-ray. And then, of course, I wound up getting the Winter Soldier because it was the same deal with that. This was like $25 or more. I got this at Target. It was down to either $15 or $17, so I just grabbed that because I don't know why these Marvel movies they're selling them for so much. But when I was waiting for a sale to get these, finally got it. I haven't actually watched it. I saw it in the theaters, but I will watch this eventually. Thor: The Dark World, same exact story. We have Thor, but we didn't have Thor: The Dark World. So, finally picked that up. Same price, $17. Mad Max. Now, I was looking forward to getting Mad Max on Blu-ray. And I knew the release date. I think it was like October or September? I think like September 1st. Yeah. Early September or something like that. And I got to thinking, you know what? All these stores usually have special editions of it. Let me check the special editions to see which one I want to get. And, of course, I saw a Steelbook edition at Best Buy. I was like, I gotta get this one. Unfortunately, it was like only a week before it was going to be released, and almost all the stores, the pre-orders were out of getting the Steelbook edition, except for one. And it was not that close, but I thought it was really worth the drive. And for some reason, it was cheaper. It was like $20. It was cheaper than the regular Blu-ray version. And on top of that, I had a $5 gift certificate for Best Buy, so I wound up getting this for $5, and I'm a real sucker for Steelbook cases, and I really wanted the Steelbook case of Mad Max. This to me is my favorite movie of the year. I don't even think Star Wars is going to take over that because I like Star Wars. I just think it's really overrated. This is fantastic. Next one, we have the Steelbook edition of Avengers. Pretty much the same story, except that Best Buy had the exclusive, same as Mad Max had the exclusive Steelbook version, but there were two versions of the Steelbook version for the Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. They had one with Ultron on the back and one with, what's his name? Vision on the back. And I wound up getting the one with Ultron. Hello again! One with Ultron on the back. His name's in the title, and you know what? Vision isn't really in the movie that much. He winds up showing like maybe 3/4 of the way through, but he is a big part of the movie. But yeah, again, I wanted the Steelbook version because if I have a choice between a Steelbook version, I want the Steelbook version. Period. And I wound up getting this for the same price, $15 too. For some reason, I pre-ordered it the same day. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, have it delivered to the store, and wound up, and this time I did have to go to a specific Best Buy. I wound up just going there. And it was funny is they had tons of the Steelbook version with the Vision on there, but I didn't see another one of Ultron. So I don't know how hard, maybe this is the harder of the two to find, I don't know. So yeah, and then of course we got, this was very recently picked up, Back to the Future, the 30th anniversary trilogy. Now I already have the 25th anniversary trilogy on Blu-ray, and I wasn't even gonna get the 30th anniversary trilogy, but I was at Target and I saw it, and you know what? It's a Steelbook version. So again, I'm a sucker for a Steelbook version. It was $30. There's actually 4 discs in here. One of them's a bonus disc, and I actually like how if you look, open it up, it's the whole DeLorean like that. So Again, because it was Steelbook, I decided to buy it again. But there's some extra stuff in here. There's like, I'm sure you've probably even seen this stuff online. There's a short with Christopher Lloyd where, it's another short skit with Christopher Lloyd. He's got a time travel to save the future, an apocalypse in the year 2045. So that's kind of interesting. And then there was a commercial for the hoverboard and a current commercial for Jaws 19. I know that stuff is online anyway, but it's on the discs here too. There's also some episodes of the Back to the Future cartoon and a whole bunch of other stuff that honestly, it's got to be hours and hours and hours of bonus stuff on there. Some of which I already had on the 25th anniversary. But again, Steelbook. Even if it didn't have any extra stuff, I probably would have bought it and just exchanged it and sold my other version. But yeah, I love Steelbooks. Of course, we got another Mystery Science Theater 3000, and this is Volume 1. And I don't know why I bought this, because I already have Volume 1, but this is a reissue of Volume 1 by Shout Factor. The original was by Rhino, but there's some extra bonus features on this as opposed to the other one. So, it wasn't too expensive, so I wound up getting this reissue of Back to the Future. And, I'm almost betting 1,000 with these Mystery Science Theater DVDs, so I pretty much pick up anything Mystery Science Theater that comes out on DVD, even if it's stuff I already have. And then finally, I saw this on Amazon. It was like $50, so I decided to get it. This is the original series Transformers, the complete set on DVD. Look at how many DVDs there are, and each one of these has like 2 discs in it, I think, at least. So previously, I used to have Season 1 on DVD, only Season 1, and I wound up selling that some time ago because I didn't want to, buy all the rest of the sets. But this 15 DVD set was $50, the whole thing. I was like, yeah, I used to watch it as a kid. That's very nostalgic for me. So I bought it. So I have that along with He-Man, which I also used to watch. I don't know what else I used to watch from back then. That was pretty much it. I'm sure there's going to be something else I'm going to think of, and then I'm going to go on Amazon and be like, oh, I need to buy that now. But yeah, after this, I didn't care. I didn't care at all for Beast Wars. I hated that animation, and I can't get beyond it. I heard it's a great story, but I can't get beyond the animation of Beast Wars. So this is, to me, is it. And those are the Transformers I like to collect as well. So anyway, you know what? Let's call it a video. I'll probably rambled on long enough. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time.